Go check my record, man. I told y'all that this day was gonna come. I said we can see the distance that Akademiks is doing with Drake. And everybody sees how Drake uses him and manipulates him. And Akademiks plays dumb, act like he don't see what everybody else see. Everybody sees how Drake just got him in the back of his pocket. And he can pull him out anytime he wants to, just to run his narrative. And all Drake got to do is just, hit him in the DM or make a phone call or something like that. But everybody knows that Drake don't rock with Akademiks. And I said Akademiks is going to turn on Drake. And it's been happening for a while, but this is just another turning point of Akademiks fully, little by little, he's starting to turn against Drake. So let's hear what he got to say.
You guys, I seen Lawyer for Workers kind of break down what happened in court, and then we'll kind of read some of the court documents. Let's get into, is it this? Here we go.
First, Universal Music Group Judge Vargas just completed her hearing on the motion to dismiss. Let me tell you what I think she's going to do with this case. As you know, Drake sued Universal Music claiming defamation in the publication of the song Not Like Us, making him and calling him a pedophile when in fact he never was. Universal Music Group moved to dismiss those claims. They say, Judge, you can't actually bring a lawsuit like this. Why? Because the statement, certified lover boy, certified pedophile, first off, how do you certify a lover boy? In the same way you certify a pedophile. Hyperbole, trash talk, just nonsense being said in rap songs. That's not something you can sue for. You have to dismiss this case. What do I think the judge is going to do? Universal's big argument is that look at the context of what happened here. In the tailor-made freestyle, Drake was out there saying, yeah, go ahead, talk about how I like young girls. That's going to be a win for me. That's an actual quote from the tailor-made freestyle. And now Kendrick comes back. He accepts his invitation to talk about the young girl. So what's the problem? This is the trash talk back and forth that we all expected to happen in this rap battle. Drake's lawyers made a great argument, which is, wait a second, Not Like Us was not part of the rap battle. Yeah, it was a song in the rap battle, but it eclipsed the rap battle and became its own thing, a cultural phenomenon, a song like no other song in the history of music, quite frankly. It got to 300 million streams in 35 days. Nothing else has ever done that. Today, it sits at 9 billion streams. The way Universal took this song and pushed it out, they made it into something else. The judge's decision is basically what would a reasonable listener listening to this song decide. Arguably, the judge could find that a reasonable listener, I don't know who the reasonable listener is. It's too early in the case. I need more evidence. I need more discovery. I need to actually see what people have been saying about this song, what people can testify about how they heard it, so on and so forth. Long story short, I think what's going to happen in this case, the motion to dismiss will get denied. It's way too early to try to dismiss this case. Either way, this case will get appealed to the Second Circuit, and so you're going to have this case going on and on for quite a long time. I think this case needs to settle because the way these lawyers, and the lawyers were both phenomenal on both sides, the way these lawyers were going, all the issues that the judge brings up, this looks like a case that could last with appeals for years and years and years, going all the way to the Supreme Court. Drake could get a huge bag. Universal could win, which would be terrible because the conversation around this lawsuit will continue on and on, making Drake seem like a crybaby. Settle this case.
I disagree. Under no circumstances, I think Universal settles this case. Under no circumstances. Respectfully, I disagree with Mo. I think Mo's a great legal mind, but this is my thought in terms of why they would not settle. I think, obviously Drake is a billionaire. He has a lot of money, so he's not like a peon where you could just run the legal bills up and hopefully get him broke, and then he'll just like bow out for little or nothing, or you just get him out of the way because he just can't keep up with the behemoths and the big dogs of what is going to be a critical legal game. The reason why I say they won't settle with Drake is that, respectfully for all the Drake fans, y'all only thinking about Drake. Like, brother, let me ask y'all a question. What do you think matters more? Yo, you called a man a certified pedophile, and yeah, you ruined his luxurious brand, great. Or you published mad songs that diss my dead brother, and now violence occurred because of that diss. Brother, we need money from you, UMG, as well. So, like, if Drake wins this lawsuit, it's problems, right? But if they sell the lawsuit, this is like the Diddy thing signaling to everybody else, file y'all lawsuits at me. Fuck no. UMG's not gonna make the mistake that Diddy made, which is he settled something that already is a public spat. You settle it, it tells every mom, like every mother who your son died as a result of a rap beef, and there's rap songs that's documenting this beef, and another nigga may have rapped, yo, I'm gonna come kill you, shoot you up with a 30 clip, I'm about to shoot your funeral up, you should sue UMG. Bro, they're not gonna sell this. This is bigger than Drake. This is bigger than, it's bigger than the mob. Like, what are y'all talking about? Everybody who loves Drake, listen, I'm one of those people too. Drake gonna have to fight this out and really squabble if he wants this win. But Universal as a company, this is way bigger than just one artist. If Drake wins this lawsuit, it's not only about calling somebody a pedophile, it signals that any song that Universal has released that's defamatory, that has hurt people, that has caused or instigated death, they are liable for. They cannot stand on that. They have to fight this all the way to the Supreme Court. Even if they lose it, it's in court. The Drake, they'll appeal it until the Supreme Court rules on it. Will Drake follow up as much? I don't know. But under no circumstances will they. Let me tell you this. If I'm Mama Duck, I got a lawyer ready. If if Kendrick owes that nigga money, or no, if Universal owes that nigga money because they published a song saying he's a certified pedophile, well, what the fuck do we get owed when Dirk made a song and published it called "Should Have Ducked"? Or what do we owe when he made a song called "Back in Blood" and all these other songs that was seemingly taking aim at what we had going on? Fuck out of here. It's no settlement coming on. Drake is gonna have to beat Universal's ass, which is that's the behemoth, or he's gonna get his ass beat. That's just like Drake fans, cut it out. There ain't no settlement coming. None. Not one. Again, it's bigger than Drake. The mother of Julio Fulio should sue. Who I Smoke? Brother, that song has fueled and encouraged death. Every diss song, rap battles, and beef is over. The label's got to pay out.
Exactly. It's like what Drake is doing is, and Akademiks is finally speaking the truth. And Akademiks already knew this, but he's finally speaking the truth. This lawsuit is bigger than what y'all think. This could potentially change rap forever. And Drake and Akademiks is finally speaking up on it. Because normally he would just brush it off and, blah, 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 but now he finally speaking the truth. Finally.
Like, I would file a lawsuit. Yo, here is the case law, which it would be case law that says you defame someone in a rap battle. So again, it's not against Drake or for Drake. I'm just saying Universal's not settling. Do I think he could win? I actually think Drake has a decent case, and the judge is clearly saying he's willing to hear it, okay? That's the thing. The judge is willing to hear it.
I got my...
Give me 1 second.
Two things that'll blow your mind that happened today in Drake versus Universal Music Group. First, Drake's lawyer makes this argument that Universal Music...
Hold on. Memo-digital. Stop with this is not true thing. Like, if you think their culpability only exists if they push the record a lot artificially, nobody gives a fuck, brother. You are the publisher. The publisher of these records are Universal Music Groups. I understand y'all love Drake, and I love Drake too. But if you're trying to say Drake getting called a pedophile is more hurtful than all of these kids that have died and there's songs about them, fuck this nigga, he resting in piss, we smoking on his deads, like, brother, everybody's got to file lawsuits then. That's the point I'm trying to say. Again, whether Drake wins or not, I don't really give a fuck about the lawsuit. I'm not here rooting for a lawsuit. I like Drake for music. I don't like Drake for lawsuits. I'm sorry to tell y'all. So don't get mad how you want. But if Drake wins this, I would tell every mother, every person that your son ever died as a result of a song being made that antagonized, threatened, promised to harm him, you should file a lawsuit against UMG. It's easy money. Drake is going to do the legwork because I'm telling you, this has never been successful. I have 3 other cases I could bring up to you where people said that, yo, we're going to sue Universal because the music they published. Because here's the thing, it's not about, you're not going to win billions of dollars because, oh, yeah, we kind of promoted the song more. Who the fuck cares? You're going to win money because that company should have not published a defamatory song, which I do believe it's a defamatory song, but it falls within art and it's like a legal loophole where it's like rap, it's art, so it's not defamatory. Because here's the thing, there's a kid who sued Sony, actually. The mom sued Sony. Their son died of an overdose. The label incentivized, promoted, and specifically picked out when he submitted songs to them, songs that were all about promoting self-deprecating, harming drug use. And the kid died of an overdose. So the mom said, y'all promoted this. Y'all basically financially incentivized for him to go down this path. Here's the thing. This is the big question that's going to last beyond this Drake thing. Does Universal have any type of moral obligation for what they put out? Now, I would bring a Kanye song. I would do that, if you ask me. Universal and other publishers would not put out Hail Hitler. They would not put out that song. That song to them was dangerous. That song was anti-Semitic. That song to them was not, it was so hateful, they looked beyond the art aspect. Complete. And if I'm Drake, I'm using this angle. And Drake, Lord, if you use this, I'm about to build Drake. Hang on. That's an angle you could use. Because Universal's, their angle has always been, we put out whatever, it's the artist's job. So if you have a problem with what was said, sue the artist. That's what they said to Drake. Sue Kendrick. Why are you suing us? We put out everything. But you don't put out everything. Right? Kanye's music about Hail Hitler could not be put out on DSPs and was actually even rejected because it was so hateful. So there is a line. So the idea that there isn't a line is false. So what is that line? And that's where we're going to have this argument. Is a line dissing somebody's dead homie? Is that the line? Is a line making a call to action and say, yo, when I see that nigga, we put him in a box? Is a call to action, yo, when I see him like that nigga dead, is it calling someone a woman beater? Child molester, a PDF. Where's the line? So that's the argument. I love seeing this get argued in court. But this idea that, we just think, let me tell you this. If Drake wins this, I'm telling you, every motherfucking artist who music that was published by UMG or any other company has caused damage in your life, whether you lost your life, someone close to you lost your life, you got to sue them. Because that's what Drake is doing. You got to sue them. And if you don't want to, if you're a Drake fan and you're just only thinking about Drake with this, you're selfish. You're selfish. This is a overall thing. This is the idea, and this is the fight of, is a music publisher, right? We're not even talking about platforms because he's not suing Spotify. So the platforms will be Spotify, all the DSPs, well, Target don't really sell CDs anymore. All the DSPs will be platforms. You have publishers and platforms. He's saying the publisher. He's saying my record label. Remember, he's not saying the artist. He never sued Kendrick. He's saying I feel there's a moral obligation on the publisher, which the publisher is UMG. They should have not published the song knowing that its content was defamatory. They should have not posted this content knowing that I told them now he has some good cases for some, not necessarily malpractice because that's not a legal situation, but yo, I told them my house is the fucking cover art. You shouldn't let that fly. That is something where you could possibly hold them accountable for some damages, right? Yo, you shouldn't be doxing me on your cover art. That blurs the line of art as opposed to now, like, again, if I posted, let me ask you a question. Like, and I'm making this up. This is not true. I'm making this up. I gotta say this 15 times. I know people don't clip it. I'm making this up. It's not true. If Kendrick's woman had a miscarriage and I post a picture of the miscarriage photo of all the blood and all that shit, and I put a parental advisory disclaimer and I dropped a song about, yo, whatever, would that be art or would that be just straight up disrespect? So where do we blur art? Like this is where the whole conversation comes in for me. Where does art stop and where does you're actually endangering someone stop? As much as I want to say whatever, Kendrick endangered Drake's life by putting the photo of his house on a cover art. Someone should be accountable for that, right? I agree. And that's why Drake's case is so interesting to me, and that's why I'm down for it to be argued. I don't care neither here nor there about the whole thing. But where does art stop and where does your crossing the line start? Someone gets shot at Drake's house weeks after you drop a photo. Actually, I believe it was like days or maybe a week after you drop a cover art of the biggest song in the world with the picture of his house there. Come on now. No accountability? Where does the accountability lie? Is it still on the artist or should the publisher, especially if they were told, what the fuck are you doing? Like to this day, Drake's house is still the motherfucking cover art. Okay. With the lyrics and stuff like that, the lyrics, I'm a little bit more, I'm sorry. When it comes to the lyrics, bro, I've seen people call people gay. I'm a little bit more forgiving with the lyrics. Is it probably unethical if they extra push the song? Obviously. Is it way unethical if they push the song mostly to devalue Drake? Yes. Could Drake prove that? I don't know. Here's the reality of it. And this is why I agree with this decision. I'll actually go read what happened in court, because what happened in court was a minor win for Drake, but all it said is that, yo, we're not going to dismiss this case before we hear it out. They wanted to win before the shit got started. Like, nah, this is bullshit. No, they said, no, this is a legit case. We're going to have to argue it. And I'm telling you this right now, Drake is going to have to spend 10-15 million, which he definitely got. He's super rich. But this is 100% a Supreme Court case. I want everybody to notice this idea that Drake is going to get $500 million or $3 billion. No one is settling with him. It's not happening. He's going to have to severely change the game or he's going to take a loss. That's it. Because what's going to happen, let's say he wins. We're going to all run with the headline, yo, Drake got awarded $2 billion. Yo, Kendrick won the battle, but Drake won the war. Great. Universal ain't paying it out. Appeal. We're at the circuit courts now. Circuit courts looks at it, and they're going to look at it as a idea about the First Amendment right. Well, actually, the Supreme Court going to look at it like that. But they're going to look at that. So circuit court going to look at the merits of it, and then eventually, even if they win at the circuit court, yo, Drake won again. Yo, it's good. It's lit. We told you, man. He like Michael Jackson, bigger than the Super Bowl. Great. Appeal again. That's going to be this going to the Supreme Court. I'm telling you, this is a matter of the First Amendment right. When we talk about artistic expression, and we talk about the idea of having the right to say whatever you want to say, where's the line of defamation, right? Because yeah, you have the freedom of free speech, but it comes with consequences. You could defame people. Certain things fits under free speech, certain things does not. Then you have what could be called defamation, libel, slander, right? All of those type of things matter. When it comes to art, it's very different, right? It's the same thing with YouTube. Yo, if you show a bitch getting donkey fucked by somebody, nudity, getting taken down. If it's an artistic expression type of shit where there's a beautiful girl just holding up a cherry here and it's meant for art, not for sexuality or nudity, it's not gonna get taken down. If it's in a music video, I told you there's that Kendrick video where there's a chick getting fucked in the video, and I said, how does they allow that? Go back to the Need It video by Rihanna. These are all things I'm telling you, I could go look up. There's nudity in the video. It's still on YouTube. Why is it not taken down? Because it's seen as art. It's seen as art. So art has long-standing gotten this leeway to break rules of what would not be normal. If Kendrick had tweeted the lyrics at Drake and it was not music, Kendrick would be paying through the ass. I promise you. Kendrick would be done. It's open and shut. 100%. But the thing about music has allowed this idea of artistic expression where you could say anything. It's like the loophole that exists with you could defame people, but as long as you filed a lawsuit, right? And we'll get to the Jay-Z thing in a second because they pretty much stood on that because they dismissed Jay-Z's defamation suit because they're like, no, this shit was filed legally. You can't call it defamation. So again, I'm trying to tell y'all what this is. I hate that, I know y'all Drake fans, y'all think I done switched on Drake, and the Kendrick fans, y'all can eat a dick. But the reality is, I'm just telling you what it is. The truth of the matter is that I want y'all Drake fans and y'all Kendrick fans to stop talking about this Drake case unless y'all down to talk about Supreme Court issues. That's it. It's Supreme Court. Drake will never get a fucking coin unless this goes to the Supreme Court. There is no settling with this nigga because it's not even about just Drake. You settle with him there's gonna be 5,000 lawsuits. I would encourage it. Nigga, I would get in my Tony Busby. Nigga, I would get my law degree and go to Chicago and find every mother of every deceased rapper who there was a diss song promoted or published by UMG that basically encouraged their son death or basked in their son death. And I would file lawsuits on behalf of them and claim that this was beyond defamation. And we need money too. You pay Drake, you gotta pay everybody. So that's what I'm saying. Universal's not gonna give him money to let people know, oh yeah, we're down to fold. So they're gonna fight it to the end, to the fucking end. So everybody who's basically saying like, yo, the money grab is coming up, so where? Now, the judge did the right thing, and Drake got a win that he should get. They're trying to dismiss the case before it gets started. No, fuck nigga. We're going to listen to this. So that's all they said. We're going to listen to the case. Now, is Drake going to win the case? I don't think so. But let's say Drake wins the case. They're going to appeal. I'm telling you, I hope Drake is down to go balls to the wall, pause, because Universal is down to go balls to the wall. They're not going to fold. You can't fold. This entire culture is built around defamatory shit.
Facts.
So-and-so got killed. I wish it was you. Nigga, I fucked your bitch. Yo, nigga, I did this to you. Nigga, you a hoe. Nigga, this is why you did this. You a cop. You a bitch. Like all type of defamatory shit that happens in hip-hop. And a publisher, which is the labels, they put it all out. Like, am I tripping? So again, that idea, no. But is Drake lawsuit only that? No. There is damages. My record label put out a motherfucking cover art and my house got shot up. And I told them, could you take it down? And they said no. Is that art? Or did they endanger my life? If I put your address as my cover art and 15,000 fans show up there and then they firebomb your house, is that art or did I endanger your life? Does the protection of art mean I could do anything to endanger your life, ruin your life, and I could be like, oh, I'm doing art? So if I post a picture of your baby and then I make a song and the song is like, yo, this is Lucifer reborn. Now some lunatic is like, oh, this is Lucifer. And they do something, obviously this is a fake scenario, clearly. And they go do something to your baby like, was that art? Or did I endanger your child because I put it as a cover art? These are like fundamental things that we're going to have to talk about in court. So of course, the case should not get dismissed. It wasn't dismissed. So they told UMG, fuck out of here. We're not dismissing it. But is it close to Drake winning? Fuck no. This is a ideology perspective. What do you think? Where is the line between art? Where's the line between free speech? And where's the line between endangering someone and defaming them? That's the reality of it.
Ooh-wee. Hey, Act is cooking on this one.
And then wherever the chips fall for that situation, we're all gonna have to deal with because there's mad other situations. Drake is not the only nigga niggas lied on. And by the way, I think we all realize they lied on Drake, but he ain't the only one. Yo, this nigga, he a snitch. If I'm a rapper and my career is done now, I'm suing you. You killed my career, falsely blaming me that I'm a rat. I can't make money anymore. I had an earning potential of $10 million, but you falsely labeled me as a rat.
Facts.
I need some bread. UMG put it out. I need some bread. Give me that money.
Yep.
Why not? Drake just did it. Why not?
Exactly. Big facts.
OVO Timothy said rap battles are built on defamation. I agree. So here's the thing. As we litigate this, we're going to get, that's what I'm saying, they're going to fight it to the Supreme Court. Because Universal, like if you ask me, I think Universal blocked that Kendrick shit because they knew Drake was gearing up for legal shit with him. I think they knew Drake was gearing up for legal shit. I think Universal wants to fight this to the end because they just made the most amount of money off one song, off of a rap battle song. They have made money off beefs, disses, songs that have defamed people, and I don't think they want to change their business model to now try to stop records or to say, we will not put out diss songs or songs that are overtly or whatever dissing somebody else because we're scared to get sued. So they're like, we're going to waste this $10 million and we're going to fight Drake in court. And if we lose to him, we're not giving him shit. We're going to go to circuit court. If we lose him there, we're going to go to Supreme Court if they'll hear it, but it's going to be an important matter. So we're going to see. We're going to see. This is, again, I know y'all keep saying.
I actually agree with him. Akademiks is finally speaking the truth. Drake is literally going to kill hip hop. And Drake is probably texting him right now.
Okay. Anyway, I know y'all keep saying, listen, this Drake and UMG issue, like, I really want y'all to stop thinking Drake versus Kendrick. Just please, y'all got to stop for 1 second, bro. It's just not Drake versus Kendrick, right? Drake has not sued Kendrick. Like, that's not the thing. He's not sued Kendrick. And because he hasn't sued Kendrick, we just got to stop going on with, like, this is Drake versus Kendrick. This is Drake challenging the establishment, challenging the idea of what defamation is in a context of what a rap battle could be. And I'm not opposed to him challenging it. I'm just saying that Universal can't stand for this to be a win because it opens them to so much litigation off of records they done put out, mocking dead people, encouraging and threatening death, making false allegations, saying wild things about people. Drake ain't the first. He won't be the last. And Universal has to fight this to the death.
I agree. I hope
you understand that.
I agree.
Now, I'll read quickly some of the
I actually
messages
agree.
that existed.
I actually
Here we go.
agree.
This was a court proceeding. Give me a second.
I actually agree with that, and we're gonna end it off right there. We're gonna do a part 2 because I'm already 20 minutes in. I actually agree with Akademiks. He finally exposing the truth. Drake, if he wins this lawsuit, he's gonna ruin hip hop forever. And Akademiks is telling the truth. I have nothing to say, but I agree.